So Donald Trump was giving remarks yesterday, Monday, about the disaster involving Hurricane Helene in Georgia, and he was, down there talking about it, and he said it was a huge hurricane. It was so big, one like no one has ever seen before, and he says that about stuff all the time. That's one of his favorite expressions is like no one's ever seen before. And yes, this was kind of unprecedented. It went from category 1 to category 4 ridiculously fast. And then it stalled and got bigger and maintained its strength, which led to a lot of the devastation because of all the rain after it made landfall. But Donald Trump was talking about it and said, "Well, no one could have predicted it was gonna come. We were nearing the end of hurricane season." Well, from everything I'm reading, hurricane season doesn't end until mid-November. We're a month and a half away from that yet. Um, and Donald Trump just said no one could have predicted it, and it was so bad. Yet it was predicted, it was tracked, and it hit landfall where NOAA said it would, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association. But Donald Trump just acted like nobody knew what was going to happen and he couldn't have predicted it. And then he went on to try to go after Vice President Kamala Harris, saying she should be down there touring the affected areas, you know, like he was. But where was Vice President Kamala Harris? Well, she went to a meeting of FEMA. She was talking to the administration about getting aid and doing things. And I realized Joe Biden is the president, it's through his administration, but she was talking to the groups and the not volunteers, but the employees and everything and getting this stuff going. She was at a briefing, getting updates on what needed to be done and how they were handling the rollouts and all of it, doing her job. And both Vice President Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have said they plan to tour the affected areas later this week. I've heard Wednesday, maybe Thursday or Friday even. It just depends. Both the Harris campaign and Joe Biden have said that they want to wait to tour the area till it will not affect the emergency response. They're not going to go down there and disrupt everything while people are trying to do stuff just to look around and make it a PR stunt. It's not about them, it's about helping people. But Donald Trump, thinks they should just drop everything and go down. Remember, Donald Trump doesn't know a lot about hurricanes. He's not good at disaster relief. Remember, he was tossing paper towels at Puerto Rico, and like he was helping somehow. And remember the hurricane that hit Georgia and parts of Florida. He said it was going to hit Alabama, and it never did. And then he redrew the path with a Sharpie just to prove he was right. He's talked about nuking hurricanes. He said he wanted to look into that to see if that was some kind of a way to disrupt them, if we could drop a nuke on them. Beyond all of that, in Project 2025, they want to dismantle the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the government agency that tracks weather patterns, that includes the National Weather Service for things like tracking hurricanes, pointing out where the path of tornadoes are, spotting tornadoes, and initiating weather alerts, etc. He wants to get rid of that and put it back to the states and let each state handle it, or privatize it and let private companies handle it. So you only get that information through a private company, probably at a subscription price or something like that. Donald Trump is unserious about governing, has no idea how to respond to disasters, and no idea how to do what needs to be done to help and to deal with severe weather like this. It's all about just a publicity stunt for him and making it, it all about him, where serious politicians, serious leaders are all about helping people and getting people the help they need.